Well, good morning, West Ham fans. It's Russ. It's Tuesday. I'm in the office, and it's another morning musing. And this one actually has some relevance, I think that's the word, to this evening's game against Wolves. Obviously, Premier League is back. We play at Wolves 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock? Simple something like kick off at Molineux, and we're in a position where we've only necessarily got two players out, and those are our long-term injuries with Crescencio Somerville and Mikel Antonio, as we all are well aware. But I wanted to talk about the implications of having everyone fit, because most notably, he did say in his press conference on Monday that Füllkrug was back in the squad. You know, we know he played some minutes during the behind closed door friendly, and by all accounts he got through that okay, and now he's in a situation where he's going to be playing, well, he's going to be involved in the matchday squad, and that got me thinking. Obviously we've got to coincide that a resurgent Evan Ferguson in terms of coming back from international duty with a fantastic goal. He must be walking around like a man with two dicks at the moment, because that was a stunning goal, which helped Northern Ireland maintain their status. I don't really know how it all works with the Nations League in terms of all possibility. So if you look at that, would Potter keep Ferguson and Füllkrug both on the bench? Similar types of strikers in terms of both very physical forwards. I don't think he will. So for me, that means one of them starts, because you wouldn't have the same option off the bench, really. I can't see it happening. It might do, and it could well be when we see the team sheet, 7 o'clock or 6:45, whatever time it is. He does play, continues to play Bowen and Kudus up front together. I just don't think he will. I think it's Ferguson's time to shine. And because of that, that then poses my musing. Does he drop Kudus to accommodate for Ferguson? The reason why I say that is, traditionally if he keeps the 3-4-2-1 formation, or the actually before, it's been almost like a 3-5-2 formation. But regardless of that, say you've got your top man up front. So, looking at maybe Potter when he was at Brighton, he had Welbeck up top. And then he had three at the back. He had the Veltman, Dunk, and Webster. So obviously that would be our three at the back, obviously. And then in terms of how the rest of the team falls out, for me, it's a case he either drops Paqueta or he drops Kudus. One of them gets dropped. Now, in all honesty, Paqueta hasn't travelled halfway around the world on international duty. Kudus has, I believe, with Ghana. So I don't think he'd be brave enough to work with a side within dropping one of those sort of CDM roles and putting Paqueta in the CDM role as like an 8, and then having Kudus. I think, at home possibly, but not away from home. Not at the moment. Not the way he's. I think in some respects the shackles are still on at the moment. I mean, I was looking at the side that he played when they played us at London Stadium, and they beat us 2-0. And they had a side which had McAllister in there, Trossard, Lallana. They had Mitoma come on. They had Moses Caicedo, so they had that sort of CDM role, and then they had a man alongside him. Solly March was in there, so he's played. That was relatively more attacking setup, really. So when people go, he's going to always play. I don't think we're always going to play 3 CDMs at all. But he's playing the right players in the right positions. But I've got an inkling. I just got an inkling that he might bench Kudus for the game today to accommodate for Ferguson, and play Paqueta and Bowen behind behind Ferguson. He might not. He might play Kudus and Bowen behind Ferguson, which would be, I think, probably my preference. Ideally, I'd have Alvarez and Paqueta as the two in midfield, maybe. Alvarez being the blocker, Paqueta picking the ball up and coming forward with it, and making things tick. But I just don't think Wolves are not a bad side at the moment. They've, since new managers come in, they've been more consistent. I mean, they gave Bournemouth a good run for their money, and obviously we're playing Bournemouth next on Saturday, so I think we have that in the back of our mind slightly. But I just think there's going to be one of them will be drops. Kudus or Paqueta will be drops today to accommodate for Ferguson. I just think it makes it, it's the sum of the parts. So you've got the fact is you've got now a fit Nicholas Füllkrug, or an available Nicholas Füllkrug. He's going to be involved in the matchday squad. He said that it's likely to be featured in the squad. So how does it all fit? I just can't see him having two similar people on the bench, and I can't see him dropping one of them for the matchday squad. So for me, one starts and one comes on when one's blowing. So Ferguson starts, and then maybe 70 minutes, whatever, Füllkrug comes on for the last minutes. I don't know, or he might not need to come on if it's going how he wants to go. But we're at a situation now where we've basically got these 9 dress rehearsals for next season. The likes of Aaron Cresswell's playing for his place, Paqueta's playing for his place, Kudus is playing for it. Everyone's playing for their place. Whether it's a place in this squad or if it's Kudus or someone like a place in someone else's squad. But all these dress rehearsals now, and I just think I've just got a feeling that today we're going to see a change. We're going to see something that's, in essence, we've got like a clear run now. There's no excuses really in terms of injuries. He hasn't had Mikel Antonio throughout his time. Somerville, to some extent, he has, like that 45 minutes at Villa. We talk about those 45 minutes at Villa. That's how impactful they were. But I think now there's something's going to change. So I could just see there being a change. I could just see there being a striker. Which would be the first time since the Aston Villa game where we started with a recognised striker. And I think that's the way we have to play. That's the way Potter plays. As I said, you're looking at the sides he's, particularly his time at Brighton. He played with as I said, every time Brighton would come to town, the one player we'd hate would be Glenn Murray. Not the quickest, not the most technically gifted, but he'd always bloody score. And even, when he played here in 2020, we played on stage 2022. Danny Welbeck was, a player. And if again, it's like, look at him now, how many goals he scored. If we said at the time that we were signing Danny Welbeck, we'd be laughed out the shop. But it's not like Danny Welbeck's ended up having a renaissance of a career at Brighton, and that was because of Potter bringing him in, or Potter's team bringing him in. And I just think that sort of target man, and you just, and if we get, again, Ferguson's goal against for Ireland the other day, it was a great give and go. It wasn't sort of sort of a typical striker's goal. It was more of a forwards goal, really. It was a give and go and great finish. And that will breed confidence, and hopefully we'll get a resurgent, confident Evan Ferguson leading the line today and running those central defenders ragged and bringing in the likes of Bowen and maybe Kudus or Paqueta or something. So there's this sort of nice attacking play, the wing backs coming forward as well. I am the king of wishful thinking. I grant that. I am the king of wishful thinking, but #king of wishful thinking. But all the sort of indications, all the sums are adding up to that happening. But now it's a case of seeing on the pitch. As I said, now there's no break, I think, now till the end of the season. It's literally game a week. Let's build some momentum now. We've got this prolonged period of no breaks. That's the trouble. You know, we traditionally always come back crap after an international break. Always have. For the last dozen or so years. Always have. Don't know why, but we just do. And the first 20 minutes today is going to be crap for both sides. Both sides are going to be like, what's this? What's this football? Because they just no one seems to just get. If anyone watched the game at the weekend, the FA Cup game, the Forest game was diabolical in terms of footballing. Brighton versus Nottingham Forest, how awful. It was like they'd forgotten to play football. And that will happen today for the first 20 minutes, I guarantee it. Flipped to like 20 past 8 tonight, and we're 5-0 up because we were playing some beautiful football. But that's the thing with West Ham, it could happen. And that's why we always turn up every game. Because don't know what side's going to turn up. Away from home, we seem to be a better side than we are at home. We come off the back of a decent point at Everton. Should have got all three, really. The Arsenal game, beat the first team to beat Arsenal at the Emirates this season. Let's see what happens at Molineux tonight. Anyway, we'll have the starting 11 shows and all that malarkey and Hammer's headlines a bit later on. But until next time, take care and stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. If there's something you want me to muse about, if there's a question you want me to sit here in central London at my office and muse about, let me know in the comments below. And we'll turn to that. And I imagine tomorrow we'll probably have a musing, hopefully off the back of a phenomenal performance by Graham Potter's men. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Much love. Bye-bye.